Yes guys, how are things? It's here back on another video. It's only going to be a quick one today, but this is going to be going over a quick tip, a quick piece of advice that you can implement right now, if you're not already using it, to up the effectiveness, up the return on investment on your ads as it stands. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it straight away. As you can see here, I've laid out pretty much the standard premise of an ad. You have your campaign, and within your campaign you'll set up ad sets. You can have multiple ad sets, obviously. For the sake of this, I've only got one. And you can see here on the side you've got your audience controls and targeting. This video is mainly going to be about the ad set level, and that is the only reason I've made the sub note on the ad sets. Obviously you can go ahead and say, oh well, there's different factors for the campaign, different factors for the creative. I'm only talking about ad sets today, and that's all I'm going to really be going over, and that's why it's the only one that has the notes. But as you can see, it includes audience controls and targeting, and then under the ad set you'll have your ad creatives, and it's off of that you'll get your new leads for your business, and that's what everybody wants. But if your campaign isn't set up right, then your ad set isn't going to deliver for your campaign, and if your ad set isn't upright, then your creatives aren't going to deliver in the way that you want them to. So you need each step right, if that makes sense. So you want to get your ad set spot on before you go on to start worrying about your creatives and stuff, because if the wrong people are seeing your stuff, then it's just not going to work. And that is why audience is so key. Now, this is pretty much, I'm going to get on to what I wanted to discuss now. People will go ahead, they'll do, oh, well, I sell predominantly to women aged 30 to 55. And you'll go ahead, you'll set the thing for women aged 30 to 55, and you find that you don't end up getting any results. This is especially for local businesses. I wouldn't ever recommend that you include targeting on a specific demographic, gender, age, whatever, if you are a local business. If it's e-commerce or if it's across a wider market, then fair enough. Just my experience has been, if you start implementing targeting on a smaller area, let's say if it's just for a city, that your results will just start to go down. It's better that you let your creative and your copy call out the right person, so that whenever they see it, they'll naturally be inclined to show interest anyway. Excuse me. And you can leave the audience finding up to Facebook. But like I say, people think they can go, oh well, I want to target women, I want to target men, I know what my ideal customer is. But it's very easy to underestimate how incredibly smart Facebook's targeting parameters are, how smart they are at finding your right customer. And you don't need to sit and tell it, you can just give it a perfect example. Because it's all well and good saying about the theory, like if you even apply this to something like even just studying in the real world, you could say, oh well, I have my degree in this, or I've studied this, so I know it. But then when it comes around to doing it, you don't actually know how to do it. And it is in a way the same for this, what I'm going to say. So as I say, obviously you can target men, women, whatever. But if you come over to Meta Business Suite here, and this is the real, get out your pen and paper, you want to start taking notes for this. If you come over to all tools and go to audiences, and you'll notice here we have audience controls and targeting. So I'm going to show you how to set an audience so that you're only showing it to the right people that fall within this category, and that category is going to be your ideal customer. And I'll show you ways that we can now generate that and be sure of it as well. Where are we? Yes, so custom audience, lookalike audience, saved audience. What you want to go to is custom audience. Off the back of a custom audience, you can then make a lookalike audience, and it's the lookalike audience we're going to target. So custom audience first, and if you come in, you can see all these different sources for creating a custom audience. And for the sake of this example, and I'm going to show you my wee flowchart in a second, but you can do website visitors. Website visitors, it's a bit more of a complex setup. You'll see here it says source pixel. You need to install a thing called a pixel in your website, which actually tracks the website visitors, so you can make an audience based off of them. You can do customer list. If you are in a data-driven business, if you collect data on your customers, I'm not saying go off and violate customer rights, that's not what I'm saying at all. If you collect emails, if you collect phone numbers, and you just have these sitting in your database, you have these in the company, and you're not using them for anything, you can implement this into your ads. You can make use of data that you have sitting dormant and haven't been taken advantage of, and you can give it to Facebook and say, here's all my past customers, make an audience based off of these guys, people who are similar to them, who show similar interests, visit similar pages, are similar ages, genders, interests, you name it, everything. It tracks everything. You would be surprised how much that you give away about yourself online, and you know the wee tick box whenever you're signing up to things. I agree to the terms and services. It is more than likely you're just agreeing that the people online are able to see what you do, know what you are interested in, so people like us can come ahead and buy to them because everybody loves making money. What can I say? But yes, customer list, throw in a email list, Instagram account, people who visit your Instagram. If you're big on personal brand, big on organic content, you can make a brilliant audience off of that. Facebook page as well, you can implement the two of those and put them in a lookalike audience for just your social page visitors. I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not so accustomed with the rest of them, but those are the biggest ones. Instagram, Facebook, email list, and website visitors, and then obviously lead form, but this would be on the basis that you've already been running ads to a lead form, which I've made previous videos on. If you want to go check that out, I will link it in the description down below. But yeah, guys, if you guys are big on posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, this is going to apply. If you are big on collecting emails, this is going to apply. And if you're big on your website, it's going to apply too. And if you're big on all three, then what are you doing? Because there's so much being left on the table. And I would strongly encourage that you start implementing this stuff because you're going to have so much data, and you'll be able to target people so well. So what I recommend, this is my suggestion here. Obviously, I had showed, this was the initial one. People just do the ads. They'll say, oh, I want to target, we'll say, I'll just throw this in to make this a bit more easy for you to understand. Normal people, or smart people, you know, because if you're watching, you're obviously smart. Yeah, I thought. Anyways, normal people, I want to target men aged 20 to 55, and that is going to be their audience, but it's not going to work as well as you think. Ads are about variety. It is about giving Facebook the best possible opportunity. So if you come over to my suggestion of saying the best possible opportunity to find who your ideal customer is, if it can show it to 1,000 people, that's obviously going to be better than showing it to 100, because the bigger test sample, the more likely you are to find the right person. So my suggestion is to have 3 separate ad set, targeting settings, audience controls, and as you can see here, you've got website visitors, which I initially showed to you, Facebook and Instagram visitors, and you can implement a broad targeting one. I have just realised I don't have the email list one included on this. That is on me. So I'm going to update this just to make sure nobody gets confused. Really, point is, guys, it's not necessarily an exact science. You can go ahead and include the email list, but it doesn't 100% need to have all of these, because what I was going to go ahead and say was that, watch, I'll throw this in. Ad set, email list. What I was going to go ahead and say is that it's not an exact science. You might throw this up and you might find that your website visitors does really well, you get loads of leads off of it, your Facebook and Instagram visitors does really well, but your broad targeting doesn't get so much results and your email list doesn't get many results. Maybe your email list is old and outdated and it doesn't return as much interest as you would have expected. But I'm not going to be able to tell you right now, hey, this is going to work, this isn't going to work. But I can tell you that if you try all of them, you're more likely to find something that does. Like, what's the saying? I saw a guy and he said, long story. You get the picture, guys. If you are able to implement different forms of testing, different forms of variety, it gives a higher probability of Facebook finding your ideal audience. And whenever you find your ideal audience, if you put your offer right in front of these guys, who are your ideal customers, who want your service, they have a problem, you have the solution to that problem, and you're putting it right in front of them because Facebook's found the right people. You're telling me that isn't going to result in, where are we? Sales. Oh my god, so bad at this. Sales. Can I write? Yeah, the E with the massive nose. Yeah, so try it out, guys. If you have an email list, if you guys are big on socials, if you have a website that gets a lot of traffic and you run ads, then you're leaving a whole lot on the table. But yeah, hope you try it out. Thanks for watching. Bye.